we have had a lot of people that are concerned that the rates are high right now compared to what they have been in, 2021, 2020. What would you say to them on, their worry about that?
So in reality, the rates aren't high. They're just not on sale anymore, right?
I love that.
They were essentially on sale through COVID, and right now they're normal. But we do have options to get you into a lower interest rate than what maybe a traditional 30-year fixed rate mortgage would be. One thing is an adjustable rate mortgage, which has kind of a bad reputation because of the housing crash. That was one of the things that was very popular then. Right now, only the most qualified people can get an ARM. So if you're one of those people, it's something we definitely want to explore. And the beauty of these products is they come with an upfront fixed rate period.
Okay.
So instead of you get into the house and in 6 months that rate jumps up, that's not the reality. What it looks like is either a 3, 5, 7, or 10-year upfront fixed rate period. And then after that is when you'll start to see those adjustment periods. What we're predicting in the market with the recession coming up is that in the next 18 to 24 months, we're going to have a refinance cycle. So if you do a 5-year ARM and you have a lower interest rate for the next 2 years, then we can refinance you into a fixed rate product if you want to continue to live in that house long term.
Right. And I think that's key, isn't it? Is what is your goal? Like, how long do you want to be in this house? Are you buying right now, but it's not the dream home, but you're buying to get in the market and see that appreciation in your pocket? Or are you buying right now because this is your forever home and it's within reach? Absolutely.
And even if it's not the forever home and you're looking at it in a short-term sense, around the $300,000 price point, what we're seeing in the difference between a adjustable rate mortgage and a fixed rate mortgage is around $250 a month. Okay, that's not insignificant. So even if you're only looking at that house for 5 years, especially, we want to look at, okay, over the next 24 months, how much is that ARM going to save you? What is the cost of the refinance? Or what is the cost of the refinance in 24 months? And does it make sense for you to get into the ARM now and refinance in the future? More times than not, we're seeing in a 24-month period around $10,000 to $15,000 in cold hard cash in your pocket by going with an ARM. Now again, it's only for the most qualified people, so it's just important that you have a conversation with a realtor, a lender, and make sure that you do qualify for that. And if you do, it's a good option.
And I think that they just have a little bit of a negative connotation to it because people think that's going to create another 2008.
Absolutely.
Do you want to touch a little bit on why that's not going to create another 2008 and why actually having these low rates is more harmful to the economy right now?
Yeah, so back in 2008, 2007, and before, you had programs like stated income, stated assets. That meant that you didn't have to give us documentation. You just said,
crazy.
yeah, I make $200,000 a year, and I have all this money. Well, that just wasn't the case for a lot of people. There weren't really debt to income ratios. You could just keep buying and buying and buying, and it just wasn't as regulated as it is now. Now, when we look at the rates that we had during COVID, right? They were great, but they're not healthy for the financial industry. When you're looking at a 2.5% interest rate, it's not sustainable in the current market, in the current system that we're in financially. So when we look at the refinance market, I hope that it doesn't go down to there. I hope we get into the mid 3s, right? That's healthy for our refinance, and then it'll go back up to 5, and then it'll come back down to 3.5. So that's what we're looking at and hoping for, because those types of rates, while they're great if you got into them, congratulations. If you do that over a long period of time, it's going to do nothing but make big swings like we're experiencing right now in the market, and it's ultimately going to hurt everything else. Right.
It's like with everything, isn't it? Extremes are never going to be healthy. If we can just kind of stay middle of the road, that would be ideal. Because when people say to me, rates are high at 4, 5, 6%, what were they back in the 80s?
Yeah, 80s they were in the 18% range. Historically rates have been 8, 9, 10%, over the last 10, 15 years. We've seen that steadily come down. But I think we found the bottom, right? You never know. You don't know what you don't know. So as we've, gone through this and the system has changed and the rates have continued to come down, in the current system that we're in, we found where it hurts, right? So don't try to wait on that refinance for 2% because it's probably not going to come. If we can get you down into the 3s, that's fantastic. And when we're looking at a difference of $500, 5.5 to 3 or whatever those differences are, you're going to be looking at a very significant change in your monthly payment. So it's going to be super beneficial. It's just one of those things. Give us a call and we will talk through the market with you and what our analysts are predicting and help you navigate that, because in your 9 to 5, I wouldn't come in there and tell you how to do your job. Give us a call. Let us be the experts. Let us guide you through this and make sure we're getting you the best deal on the house, the financing, to make sure you're absolutely in the best position.
Absolutely, because it doesn't cost anything to have a consultation with you, right? It doesn't cost anything to give you a call and have that chat. Absolutely
not. I love to help people out, whether they're buying now or in the future, just to make sure that you're in a better position moving forward. Selfishly, the earlier you talk to me, the better position I can put you in, and it makes my life a little bit easier rather than you be scrambling at the end because you didn't call me. The earlier you call me, the better position we can put you in the future.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.